passable, this. Very passable. It's good to have a day off, eh?
As well as nothing like a good glass of Chateau de Chasselier wine on your day off, eh, Tim?
You're right there, Graham.
How's the all personal protective equipment then, John? Have you finally got enough masks, gowns and that?
Oh, I just got a few deliveries of stuff yesterday to refill our backup to the secondary backup, just in case supply.
Great stuff, eh? Who'd have thought 3 weeks ago we'd be sitting here drinking Chateau de Chasselier wine on a day off, got enough masks and virus is better controlled and all.
Aye, back then would have been glad to have had a full set of protective equipment to last a day.
A ward round.
With less than 100 patients.
Full set of protective clothing.
Aye, and all second-hand, recovered from clinical waste bin.
We never used to have a clinical waste bin. Used to have to take it in turns to use masks and gloves, but at least we had our own aprons.
The best we could manage was to sock on a piece of damp cloth, then stick it to our faces as a mask. Yeah?
But you know, we were happy in those days, though we didn't have any equipment.
Aye, because we had none. My old matron used to say to me, money don't buy you protective equipment.
She was right. I was happier then, and I had nothing. Used to work in this run-down old hospital with patients spilling out into the corridor all over the place, and all we had was a day's PPE to last us all week.
We used to dream about working in a corridor. We used to work in this tiny old ward with great big holes in the roof, underneath mortuary, and all we had was 3 boxes of gowns, 4 boxes of gloves, and my own face mask and visor.
Your own face mask? You were lucky to have a face mask. We used to have 1 roll of gowns between 10 of us, a pack of face masks to last full day, ski goggles, foot-tip masks, and goalkeeper gloves.
You were lucky to have a full set. We used to have to roll dice just to see which 2 bits we'd get.
Oh, I'd have sold me liver to have had 2 bits of protective equipment. Would have been a luxury to us. We used to wear 1 visor until it cut a hole through the top of our noses. Then we got banned from wearing communal masks because it took blood. 2 bits of protective equipment.
Aye, well, when I say 2 bits of equipment, I mean 1 glove, but we'd sort of look into the mirror, so we felt like we had both gloves.
Yeah, well, we had our supply chain of gloves run out after a few weeks. We had to wear a condom on each finger and use the wrappers for eye protection and as a mask. Yeah, we couldn't see and we'd choke on wrapper.
We were lucky to have our own eyes to protect. There were 160 of us on 1 ward. We had to donate all our eyes just to make gloves out of corneas.
You still had your masks though?
Aye.
You were lucky. We worked for 3 weeks straight with no gowns, fingerless gloves and 1 mask and a visor each, which we had to wash at end of day. Then we'd watch daily briefing and government would tell everyone we had plenty of equipment.
Paradise. We used to have to get out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, clean all our equipment using our own alcohol spirits at home, eat a handful of hot gravel, ask a 99-year-old war veteran to walk 100 laps of his garden just so we could afford tests. Go to work at the hospital with 1 gown between 2 of us, using scuba goggles, eye protection, crisp packets for gloves, and a soiled nappy as a face mask. And then when we watched daily briefings, government would apologise that we feel like we're part of Operation Human Shield.
Well, we had it tough. We used to have to sleep in temporary coronavirus mortuary, wake up at 12 o'clock at night and lick the masks clean. We had half handful of freezing cold sputum, work 24 hours a day at hospital wearing no gowns and no eye protection. we had to chop off our hands, so we didn't even need any gloves. And instead of masks, we just got given a badge. And you know what? Whenever we became ill, we just got told you can't get tested unless there's any chance you can get back to work because you weren't sick enough.
Right. I had to get up in the morning at 8 o'clock at night, half an hour before I'd finished my previous day's shift. Drink a cup of coronavirus positive sputum, work 29 hours a day down to milk because hospital were full, pay to government for privilege of coming to work because they messed up pension contributions. We had no gowns, no eyes, chopped off our own hands, and removed all our own blood, so we had none left to use in case we ever got access to the testing. If we wanted to intubate anyone, to put them on a ventilator, we had to rip out our own trachea and lungs and use them instead. And then when we got home, we got told not to use any more equipment than was necessary.
But you try and tell the new recruits of that today, and they won't believe you.
No. No.
I just try and add Dave to the chat. He seems a bit quiet.
Come on.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the computer has a virus.
Oh.
Must be outdated antivirus measures on this NHS laptop. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, now I've frozen. Oh, is that what I look like? Bloody hell. All right.
All right.
All right.
See you again.
Okay.
Guys, okay.